In this very special video, we're going to be breaking down some exclusive character card updates from Atomic Mass Games for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Hey guys, Rich from Rich Gaming. Hope everyone is doing fantastic. Well, welcome to this, another MCP video, but a very special MCP video. Not only are we going through some exclusive character card reveals that we've been given access to, but we have not one, but two special guests. One of them you can probably guess who it is, but we're also joined by Dizzard from the Rogue Agents podcast. So, Dizzard, we'll start with you. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. And I guess I don't know if I could say I'm still Rogue Agents podcast. I haven't done one of those in a while now. But
a little rogue. Is it rogue support for the Shatterpoint
Star
one?
Wars. Yeah, we do the rogue support for the Star Wars one. But we're dipping our toes back in the water with MCP and myself lately. So I've been rather excited, and when you asked me to come on, I couldn't say no.
Well, I've got to say, I think both of us, Quinn, didn't we, took a bit of a hiatus from MCP. And then it feels like over the past few months, we've sort of got back into it proper. There's obviously brand new Crisis cards coming out, a new wave. I think the day we're recording this, we had the updated Gambit card that was a leak from Adepticon. So, yeah, it seems like an exciting time. I'm just hoping we get that resurgence back in Shatterpoint as well, because I tend to find that as my love of Shatterpoint goes up, my time to play MCP wanes, and then vice versa. They sort of peak and trough.
Yeah.
Sorry, Quinn, how are you?
Well, I wasn't good enough on my own to be in this episode, so I've been relegated to the sidelines. See how it is.
You are actually in the middle as well.
I don't want to be part of a rich dizzard sandwich, ew.
People would pay good money for that, I reckon.
It'd be dirty money at best.
Cool. So we've got some exclusive things to go through, which is really interesting. Now, just as a heads up, I've seen the cards. I've obviously put them into the presentation. I haven't really done a proper look at them. I've sort of scanned them, but I was trying to save the reactions. But both Quinn and Dizzard are coming straight into this without seeing any of them. So it'll be first time looking at them for them. Some of the cards, or in fact most of the cards, we've just got the the healthy side of the card for, but there's a couple that we do have the injured side for as well. There's some quite big changes front to back. So I'm just assuming that, as it is with most characters in this game, the rear side of the card is identical, and there's nothing extra to see on there. Big shout out and thanks to AMG for providing us with this. There has been an ongoing joke on our channel that AMG hate me and have been blacklisted, but here we go.
It was never a joke. It was just true.
This is also true. This is also true. Excellent. So let's just jump in with 2 feet then, guys, and let's go over to the presentation one. And starting out, let me just swap this around and make sure that everything's as it should be. Here we go. So starting out then with an old character who consistently makes lists, even though he's from the original core box, with never having any changes. And that is Baron Zemo. So this is the 3-threat original version of Baron Zemo.
My boy.
I mean, I've spotted 2 things off the bat that are quite alarming.
They cut his wheels off.
They cut his wheels off, but they made him more stabby. Jesus.
He is a lot stabbier. So he's gained Pierce on both of his attacks, but he has lost his long move. Which
Can we have like a moment of silence for Act 23? First they get rid of Exceptional, now they do this to her. Poor ass. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking through now. Still 3-3-4 stat line, still 5 stamina. Obviously, I mean, they have to be the same base size, right? Because they can't change the base size. That's one thing they can't do.
Honestly, I kind of think that this was needed. He's been such a mainstay character since the beginning of the game, and what does that tell you about something? That means that he's obviously like above the curve. So toning him down with just his movement and making him more of a positioning piece instead of a I'm an everywhere piece. I think that's going to be very good for his character as far as like where they want him to be. And it obviously looks like they want him to be in one general area stabbing stuff, and he's still providing the rerolls. He's still a menace when you attack him if you're left on one. I think he still provides a lot to a team. I think slowing him down really isn't the end of the world. I just think he's going to be less of I'm an everywhere person, and I always will be.
Yeah, and he still has.
They've done the nice thing as well, which is they've taken away his speed, but they've given him something in return in the form of those pierces, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and those pierces are really easy. They're not really easy for him to get, but he still has Master Swordsman. He's still got Strategic Genius. Like, it feels like his damage has gone up, but he's just not going to be able to get, to your point, Dizzard, he's just not going to be able to get around the board as much.
Also, like, shifted his focus a bit more towards that dice manipulation angle. Because obviously he had the re-rolls for himself and then allies, and now he's got the modification on enemy stuff as well. It's a nice little themey thing.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I can never remember what a Pierce does for damage, but 5 dice builder with Pierce and Bleed with a built-in reroll, right? It's
well, I mean, if X23 is anything to go by, it does quite a lot for damage.
Well, actually, yeah. I mean, it's the same builder as X23 now, right? Pretty
but then
much.
It's Master Swordsman on top of it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Which is, yeah.
I like it.
I like it. I'm trying to work out if it's a buff or a nerf. Like, I really don't know.
I think it's a side grade. I think it changes the identity of the character from being somebody you could take anywhere because you want him to be an extract runner and all these things. I think it just tones him down a little bit from being a very ubiquitous character to being like I have more of a direct like line of what I want to be doing in this game.
Yeah.
Before he did everything. Like he did everything, and now he's going to be more. I do stab and point. One point, not all points.
No, that's fair. That is very, very fair. So yeah, overall, I think this is fine. He's still got his charge, right? He's still got good action economy. It's just what is a long versus a medium? It's what, like 50% more move?
No, it's not.
Is it not a 30?
It's like I want to say it's like 25% on top, roughly.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot bigger. It's like if you add a short to a medium.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Without factoring in a base in between. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, on to character number 2. And this is one that anyone that's been watching this channel for a long time, I am very, very happy with. And it's we've just seen new versions of, or a new model of a new Miles. But this is going to be Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh my god! Yeah, this is.
I mean, it feels long overdue. Long overdue.
Yeah, I'm looking through the one thing I noticed was the throw's got another trigger on it, which we're seeing on a lot of characters now.
Power gain's different now. It's not equal to damage dealt.
Well, the leadership's different too.
They've fixed that to stop it being absolute bullshit on everything.
They made it in line with everything else that does rerolls like this.
And he doesn't drop stuff anymore. Ooh,
yeah, that's big.
Yeah, that's like huge for his like splash ability, I think. Because I don't know.
What do you mean he doesn't drop? His Venom Blast. Oh yeah, his Venom Blast. Yeah.
Like I don't know about you, Dizzard, but I don't think drops. One, necessarily that healthy for the game if they're too common, but two, I don't think they should be on lower threat options because they're just a bit too easily accessible. Like, there's not enough cost you're paying for them.
Yeah, I like this. Like, I mean, I ran Miles in my last like competitive list because he had a 3 cost. I'm gonna make you drop stuff, and that was the only reason. He made no sense in there other than that he like could do the swing and he made people drop stuff, and he was like my objective getter or dropper.
Yeah, I'm just looking as well. So, yeah, leadership's been brought in line. Web swing is now if this character is not holding an objective token, which again,
Yeah,
I feel like some of the newer characters have had that on them. I feel like there's only a couple, but I mean it still only costs 2. It's still a range 3 place, and it's still 2 dice. I think it maybe used to have been 3.
no, it was always 2 dice.
Was it always 2 dice?
It went from 4 to 6. It was Gwen that went from 4 to 7 with the if I've already hit you thing.
Ah, okay. The stun on the Venom Blast is before damage is dealt. That's quite nice.
The Venom Blast now is kind of reminiscent of 4 Threat Parker's Taser Web things, because those always saw use whenever he was played.
Still on a really bad 4 threat though.
He's got an extra stamina now.
it's the same thing as Psylocke's Spender, right? Psylocke Spender does the stun before damage, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a couple now, isn't there? Because
Mystique is always the one that like sticks out in my mind.
True.
Yeah, Mystique does it. Yeah, Mystique did it as well. So, yeah, I think I like the leadership. I like the fact that they've put it in line with. Is it Shadowland Daredevil? There's kind of the opposite to Miles.
But
it's on offensive, and it's only the leadership ability that can reroll.
Yeah.
Failure
I remember
results.
when Shadowland Daredevil came out, and the whole community was like, "Okay, Miles is apparently like what?"
All right.
Yeah. Like what? Where's this? So I'm glad for this. I think this is something that I don't necessarily like. If we look at a state of like, is this needed or not needed? I don't think this is necessarily needed. Webs are always good, and they've always been good, but they've never been like oppressively good. Not anytime lately, anyways.
But they're always just on the cusp of it, right? And they've been on the cusp of it their entire existence, which I don't think is.
But my issue with that though is this takes them away from the cusp and not in the up direction, but the down direction.
Well,
I mean, leadership is less good.
But they're probably getting another big boost when they get
four new characters.
Yeah, because
given how easy it is to get like a Web Warriors membership card, they'll probably chuck Prowler in there as well. Because I don't know, he knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a spider person. Like...
I do think though, like the biggest thing that this gets though is you're more inclined to be innovative within Web Warriors, and I'll just say Miles is my leader. There's options now. Instead of having an absolutely busted leadership, you're gonna have like a reason to play the other leaderships.
Yeah, like you can have some interesting play with ASM and all the slow stuff. I'm guessing Miguel is gonna be a leader, like 4 or 5 threat is where I'm hovering with him.
He should be. I mean, let's be real. Like he could be a 6 threat, and I would be okay with that just because of like what type of character he is.
He's a chatter. Yeah.
But I absolutely see him bringing a leadership. I really hope we can see something soon.
It does feel like they're doing that a bit, and obviously it's slightly different. But we had the nerf to the new version of Thor, and I think I like what you said there, Dizzard, is that like it. Now, because they've brought Miles down a bit like how they brought Thor down a bit, it all of a sudden brings the other version of Thor, and in this case, the other leaderships for Web Warriors, kind of back into contention. Because nobody was playing ASM leadership, really, because...
Not unless they were doing it as, like, a gimmick.
Yeah.
Or it was like I know Farmer did for a long time, where he's like, I will make this a good leadership. I played the crap out of it. But again, like it's the same thing with like me when I played X-Force forever, right? It was like
Yeah.
I was putting myself through the ringer because I wanted to prove a point that it was better than it.
You did bang that drum for a long and go through the pain of playing with X-Force for a long time.
Then when they got better, I was done.
Well, because then everybody else jumps on it, right? Everybody else then jumps on. Like, I remember I played Winter Guard for ages, and then they got 3 new characters, and everyone was like, hey, we should try this Winter Guard out. And I'm like, yep, I'm stopping playing them now because they're no longer my unique little thing. But yeah, overall,
I think it's a win. I do. I think it's a win for the game.
I agree. Yeah. And I think that's the big thing here, isn't it? Is that it's about balance for the game.
Like, honestly, leadership and web swing are the 2 big ones for me. Like, it just stops that whole play pattern of, I'm going to grab these things, just leave. It's like, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, they actually have to think about what they're doing in terms of placements and when they can have them available.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we do have another web warrior. Another 3 threat.
Oh wow.
New art. Okay.
Everyone's getting sideways cards. I like that art actually. Like I know the last time they did erratas and they went to the new art style, I was like, oh god, what's this? For some of them, like Hela's one of the big ones for me. Where I'm like, this looks way too cartoony.
Yeah.
I actually really like this. That's really good art.
Yeah. The big one I saw here was her spider technique. So I think again, base stat line has remained the same, but her spider technique.
Right. Gone down from dice.
A long move to a short move.
That's drastic.
And it adds 2 dice instead of 3.
2 dice instead of 3.
Like bumped down from long to medium. Maybe that feels. Right. What else have they done?
I mean, like just talk on the spider technique bit. I think this separates her a lot. Of course, other than like lifesaver, this separates her more from Gwenom, which I think was kind of necessary because Gwenom had the long like this, and it was like, well, this is what I want her for. I'm taking Gwenom. So
yeah, I think again extra trigger on the push for impact webbing. But we seem to be seeing that a lot now, where there was just a wild, it's now a wild and a hit for things. I did notice, where was it? She now has Web Slinger. She now has a range 2 place, which I think is why.
Again, though.
No objective, but what it does is it gives her something that isn't an action to be able to trigger the short move off the back of the spider technique. So I think they've kind of
I guess if you're doing that, you can make a case for not making it medium rather than short.
Well, because I think the problem was there was some crisis, right? That was like, you can only make 1 move action per turn with it. Is it Senators that does it?
Senators,
yeah.
So she could move along, punch someone, and she didn't really care about like doing damage or anything, and then get the other long move off the back of it. Whereas now at least that second move is only a.
I mean, it's the big thing about webs, right? Is all the webs characters have excess movement, and she did not.
Yeah.
Other than having to punch somebody, and then it created awkward situations to where I have to use an attack action here, and that's not what I want to be doing. So I feel like adding this is nice. I kind of hate the making the long move a short because that was really like key in like getting her to rotate.
Yeah,
and she kind of lost her ability to rotate with that change.
Yeah, I think you could have probably made it medium rather than short, and then she's still not going as fast as she used to, but it feels a bit less bad in comparison.
Yeah.
The other one as well was they fixed Webline, which
I'm assuming that's going to be blanket change going forward.
This superpower can only be used once per turn. Like the fact that she could just.
I'm not going to spend 10 power and pull 5 people off points as my last activation.
Well, and it didn't even have. I think before it didn't even have that a character can only be targeted.
Well,
so
like, character could only be moved by it before, right?
It was moved, So if you, like Ebony Maw, and Ebony Maw shushes her, she's like, I don't care. I can just do it again and again and again as long as I've got the
you
power.
picked the worst example because shush means she can't do it again for the round.
Does it?
Yeah, shush just turns off the ability. Like, for that, it's gone. It's like it's not written on the card. It's like when Jean would, like, pay power to, like, stop people.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Once again, very common occurrence because everyone plays Jean, but, you know.
Well,
like,
people are going to be playing Jean with that new Phoenix model, I think.
That's not Jean, though, is it? That's Phoenix.
Yeah. I think Freestyle Beatdown looks like it stays the same, which I still think is not a bad spender.
Do damage, throw people. Like, it's one more expensive Shield Slam, but that falls in line with Red Guardian. His is 3, right, Rich? Or is it?
His is 2 or 3. I can't remember.
Yeah, that is the 2 numbers we're debating, Rich. Fine.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember how much it is. One of those two.
I think
Lifesaver's still the same, right?
Yeah, I think overall she's still gonna be doing the same stuff. She's still gonna be sitting there being a lifesaver, and that's what her goal is. She's gonna hold an objective and lifesaver, and I think that's what she's designed to do. And then on all webbed up turns, she'll just pop off and kill somebody. But I'm not too excited about this one, but it's also like I'm not really disappointed either. I feel like it's fine. It's a fine change.
Yeah,
it feels like they brought them more in line with where they probably initially designed it to be in that lifesaver role. Because it feels like they did just kind of let the webline thing slip through the net, and it kind of just became a secondary characteristic of her that they maybe didn't intend.
She was a control monster, and then anywhere you could put her that made superpowers out of cheaper, or you got benefits from using them, she was an instant slam dunk to go in places like that. I think something we're seeing across the characters we looked at so far is they're really kind of pushing these characters that were like everywhere Splash is. Like Miles, you see him anywhere. Gwen, you can see her anywhere. Zemo, you see him everywhere. They're kind of pushing them more towards like affiliated focused instead of these are the splash pieces of the game.
Which feels like something they've been doing, like, for all aspects of the game for the past couple of years now. Like, when they started getting rid of all the, like, neutral tactic cards, and now we're seeing a shift. And then they started bringing out more affiliated ones, more character ones, and now we're seeing a shift in characters themselves. Be more affiliation focused. Like, it feels good for the game.
I agree.
Yeah. I did hear a rumor, but I haven't seen it either as well, that there is potentially a new Web Warriors team up card for Ghost Spider and Miles. Apparently it is some form of steel. Which I'm fine with. Like, I think if there is going to be steals in the game, I prefer them to be one-off things that people can do that there's a higher opportunity cost for them, rather than just something that's on
the card that Kitty has, right? She has a card where she gets an attack where if it does damage, she can like drop something.
Let's be real. That card doesn't steal. I'll be blunt here. Sorry, not sorry.
It would be interesting if that is a thing, whether it's like a Spider-Man Miles Morales, or whether it's Miles Morales flat, and then it can work with a new one potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because he will have a different name, won't he? Because he won't be the same Spider-Man. Okay, let's move on to our first, I think maybe only Avenger.
Ooh. Oh wow! That I wasn't expecting that at all. Ooh. Okay. 3, 2,
So he's gone from. I think the big thing here is he's had the bullseye treatment.
He's a 2 threat.
He's gone from a 3 threat down to a 2 threat.
Wow.
Is his arrow shot identical to how it was?
No. It's a gainer now instead of a builder.
Right.
Okay.
Bleed, shock, slow, poison. That's the same. So gainer down to a builder. Sorry, builder down to a gain. Yeah.
They've made Rocket 2.
Yeah. Hook arrow is a place 2. Hook arrow is a place 2 instead of a place 3.
Right. Yeah.
Trick shot
He's
is the same.
he's gone down a physical. Wasn't he 4-2-2?
Oh, he
Yeah,
was.
he was
Yes.
4-2-2. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
he's made of paper even more so now than he was, but there's a lot less investment in a 2 threat than there is a 3.
Also a second 2 threat for Avengers.
Well, then it's also like I
Yeah.
imagine the backside of him is also 4 health instead
Yeah.
of I think it was previously 5.
He went up to 5, didn't he, on his back? Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of.
Um.
Yeah, on the back he went up to 5.
That's
Yeah.
kind of gross on a 2 threat. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, that is a thing.
thing.
Yeah, it's still only this was a 5 dice
It's 5 dice that potentially gives you a shock before you manage to hit it.
before you
Like,
actually get your attack off. Yeah.
keeps them a bit more protected.
Yeah. This is really interesting. I think. I don't know. I don't know if they've taken enough away from him. Because I think he was always one of those characters that was kind of like, he's not quite good enough to be a 3 threat, but.
You said it at the beginning of looking at him. They just gave him the bullseye treatment where now he's like a 2.9.
Yeah, which is what Bullseye is, right? Like a
Yeah.
character that can just guarantee 2 damage every round or every activation.
Having a character like this, like, yes, he's got a gainer now, so he's not going to be able to bounce around like crazy with Hook Arrow, and Hook Arrow is only range 2 instead of range 3, which is nice. But he's still, like, he is a condition monster now, especially under Steve 3, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, walk
Like-
up and just go boom, guarantee shock on someone.
Yeah,
is
like guarantee conditions from a 2 threat. And when Avengers don't really need a 2 threat, but it definitely like doesn't hurt them
I
at
mean,
all.
yeah, they don't. I mean, they're not crying over losing a subpar 3, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's
and then
pretty
Defenders-
Hydra, actually.
I was going to say, he's
Defenders don't hit
defenders
him
as well,
either.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like two threat defenders when like instead of going 1 all the time, now you have another option. And if anything, now you can go even wider because you have two threats. So it's I think overall I like this. I do think I think Rich, I think you said it right. I don't think they took away enough from him, and I kind of worry about how he's just gonna be slam dunking everywhere that he could fit. Just because like also splash ability, like I'm kind of looking at this and being like, I kind of like him for APOC. Like he's a low cost investment and full quiver still being 5 dice. You're gonna hit at least 1 wild most of your shots. And being able to just ping out of conditions, especially having the shock on there and poison on there and slow on there, you're very much going to be triggering remade through me a whole bunch of times with him, as well as enabling APOC's throw faster, so that way he doesn't have to double tap you and then wait till next turn to throw something. So you can actually set up APOC with a 2 threat now, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I am a bit worried about the Guardiansification of Avengers and Defenders with this. Like, turning around and going, here, have 2 affiliated 2 threats, suddenly means you can get a lot scarier in terms of what you splash and still be wide on the board.
I don't hate it though. Like I think Avengers has always been a place of like there's nothing really flashy there. It's honest MCP, right? It's here's some cool stuff. I guess with the spoiler of seeing the picture of Blue Marvel in the case, though, I'm worried about the vanilla factions, so to say, getting kind of something like Blue Marvel.
Yeah, I only know Blue Marvel. We had this conversation earlier, Quinn, didn't we? From Marvel Snap. That's where I first learned about Blue Marvel, but...
Oh, man, he is. In the Marvel universe, he is something else.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
I don't hate it. I'll call it a win. I think it's interesting to see a character like Hawkeye get a buff like this because he's just something you don't see very often. And when you do see him, it's because he's a pet character for somebody. So people who enjoy Hawkeye are going to love this. And I think he opens up more decision making in list building for Defenders and Avengers. And now you have another 2 to pick from when you're looking for a splash 2. I think overall game health, this is a benefit. I do worry long term though that he's still too good for a 2.
Yeah. I
Do you
agree.
think they just really wanted to sell more of those Hawkeye Black Widow 2 boxes?
I
Like,
don't know. I don't know. I'm
I
not
think
a
most
not a
people that have got this game and had it for a while have got Hawkeye.
yeah.
I think it's
I
less than you
have.
think.
You two don't look convinced. I think
I'm
it's
gonna
good. I do worry though. I do worry that this is, yeah, maybe like either a dice off his arrow shot or just remove fast draw
I would have liked to
completely.
seen. I would have liked because arrow shot's also a range 5. I would have liked to
Yeah.
see that come down to 4 dice. I think 5 dice with a wild. Let me give you any of 4 conditions. Um, like it's just so useful. And I remember way back when he first came out, people were just jamming him, and he wasn't a bad character. He wasn't a bad 3. It just he got overshadowed very quickly.
Yeah,
So
the
the fact
game
that
moved past him very
yeah,
quick.
the only thing that he really lost here was his defense, and his defense is very on par for 2. However, his defense is also still comparable to a lot of 3s in the game. Looking at Weapon X and I don't know, any of the Wolverine weapon type people that only have 2 defenses and they're 3s. So I think he's on the upper end of it too, and I could see him becoming very easily a Splash 2 model.
Yeah, he's still only 4 stamina, right? So he's going to go
Yeah.
down to a swift breeze, and doesn't have anything. You know, as long as you're within 3, doesn't have anything reactive to deter you from attacking him.
Except for the fact that he can kill you. I get within 3, but you're gonna keep him in your backline. He's a back point sitter, right?
Yeah.
Just gonna be.
And
he's
there's
gonna
always
be,
potential for like Steve 1 to be stood next to him and go, "No, you
Yeah.
leave my friend alone."
Yeah.
I like it, but I'm also cautiously optimistic about what happens with him in the future.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he does get play elsewhere and outside of affiliation. APOC could be very interesting, like you say, Dizzard. That'd be really interesting. Okay, a character that I've been calling for to get an update for a long time, and it is Max Eisenhardt, aka
Ooh.
Magneto.
Ooh, okay. 336. That's the same. He goes up a health. That's nice.
Medium move.
Goes up a stamina.
Medium
move.
Ooh, up a dice on his builder,
Yep.
and it has a whole lot more text on it. So that's the same. Rerolling any number attack.
When building a dice pool for this attack, this
Oh,
character may
wow.
choose a metal construct within 3 and destroy it. If it does, then he gets to add Shrapnel Blast, which was the name of his old spender.
Yes. So basically,
Yeah.
they basically combined the spender with his builder. So it was an area 2
okay.
6 dice, and
Yeah, but they've changed it from stun to bleed now, right? Because you used to do stun.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, once again, another one of those double triggers we've been seeing. I mean, with the dice pool that big, fair enough.
And reroll any, he's hitting shrapnel blast.
He's getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's within 2, yeah, definitely. I'm just reading through his leadership. It looks identical.
Yeah, that's same as it's always been.
Yeah.
Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction. That
Okay.
wow. We'll talk about
Oh,
Wolverine.
wow,
Age.
there you go.
Wait
I mean,
a minute. Fatal Attraction. Did it always go to 5 power before?
No,
No, it's a 4.
Well,
Oh.
this says spend 1 to 5. Can he
Spend
throw
1 to
size
5.
5s?
Choose an interactive feat.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, if there's anybody in the game that should have the best throw, it probably
I
is
guess.
Magneto. But
Like, dropping a building on someone's head, like... Also, just the notion of being able to keep that in your back pocket, knowing no one else can affect that terrain piece the entire game, and then just when you feel like it, you can drop a building on someone's head, is real spooky. Like, I'm here for it, but it's spooky.
Yeah.
It's still the best throw in the game, but even better. Like
Yeah.
adding the Wolverine flavor to it is super cool. I hate it personally, but I think it's really cool.
I've just noticed as well, they have taken something away from him. He now has to be within range 3 of his metal constructs for the power generation.
Right, so it's still place 3, but then stay within 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
This character gains 1 power for each metal construct in play within range 3 of this character.
His flight also matters now that he's a medium move. That's nice.
True.
I mean, it only mattered when
Storm was doing her area attack, or
Storm or somebody else was using something that benefited from it. Yeah. Okay.
Right. I mean, that's
So-
pretty good.
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. I was really hoping because I've been playing a lot of APOC lately. I was really hoping like it'd be really kind of cool to run like APOC with Magneto as like a side game plan. And this actually kind of makes that possible. So I don't hate this. I've always liked Magneto, and I think that this is enough to put him back on the map of people are playing him competitively. I think he's just been really, really falling short when it comes to the competitive scene.
Yeah, see what we did there. Short.
But like again, like him having the medium movement now and having a 7-die builder that is
like
any is really, really good. So I'm for this.
that's like trade deal of the century. You can lose this spender that
nobody ever used,
and you gain a dice on your builder and a new conditional thing that gives you power for your leadership. Like, yes, please.
We do have the injured side of Magneto's card.
Ooh. Okay.
7 health again. Oh my god! Oh, and he goes down. He gets because like he loses his helmet. Fear Magneto. Okay, have you guys been playing Marvel Rivals much lately?
I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. Hell yeah!
Fear Magneto. I love it. That's great. Oh man, I'm excited. I might be a Brotherhood main here soon. This is actually really, really cool.
What does Fear Magneto actually do?
Range 4, strength 4, cost 7. When creating the dice pool for this attack, you may destroy any number of interactive terrain features, size 3 or less, within 3 of these. Oh!
Isn't this
This is his
card.
Yeah,
his
the
card.
Okay.
If the combined destroyed terrain features sizes were equal to or greater than the threat level of the target character, before damage is dealt, you may throw the target character medium.
Is this the only other instance of an ability calling out threat level aside from Voodoo?
No, Voodoo calls it out. Squirrel Girl.
Well,
that calls
that's
out
the dice pool for a card, I guess. Yeah. Are there any others beyond that though? Because that's quite cool.
I don't know.
I do also just love the image of him doing like the LeBron rise into the air with the giant metal thing and just dunking on someone.
I'm looking at it. I think everything else.
Oh, wait a second. He's lost something. Not just gained.
What's
He's
that?
not got a funny hat anymore.
Yeah, no,
he lost
Diz
his
had called it
Mystic
out at the
units,
beginning.
yeah.
He loses all of his Mystic stuff. So I gather that's the big trade-off, right? They've made the front side of his card significantly better, but when he flips, he's
kind of got that MODOK vulnerability once he flips, right?
not quite as bad. He's not 4 stamina, but
it's like in a similar vein, right?
yeah.
I really like this. So like him getting medium move alone is massive. Yeah, like I like this a lot. Fear Magneto is super cool. It's very costly, but
Well, I think they had to be very careful with the cost because. Wait,
Did they?
No, it could have been 6, right?
No.
And then no. If it was 6, it'd still stop it from being like double done, like they always used to do with Black Bolt Spender, right?
Yeah, you can't do it more than once per time. But I
No,
gather
but
the
like-
thing here is that like you can add.
You could just make it like stupid big, I guess.
It's only size 3s or less, but yeah.
Range
Yeah,
4
so
though
it's-
gives him a lot of reach with that.
But it's also like it's range 4. It could be 7 dice, and you could be throwing X-23, which has adamantium skeleton. You don't get the. I guess you don't get the boost on that, but
It can be more than 7 dice, right? Yeah, any number. You can destroy multiple terrain
oh,
pieces. To
size
boost it up.
3 or okay. So you can.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why it's
Okay.
7. That's why it's 7 cards.
Yeah.
Because
so you-
potentially, like,
yeah.
if you've got the most densely packed board on Earth filled with cards, I guess it's like a 20 dice spender. Like,
I guess the biggest thing that I think was the biggest miss about all of this though is there's no ability called Magneto was right.
it's implied, right? It's implied.
It's to fear Magneto.
Yeah. You fear him because he's right, and if you don't say he's right, well, he's going to let you know why you should fear him.
I
I-
like it. I think this is out of everything we've seen so far. This is the biggest changes, and I think these are
Like-
all in the right direction.
This is like such a breath of fresh air. Like,
Yeah.
'cause I
I-
think are all three of us were Big Brotherhood players?
Yeah,
at one point?
definitely.
I know you and me were Rich.
I never went big into Brotherhood because
Right.
when they were decent to play,
He was too busy trying to move cable up the board.
I will also say, Rich, do you remember the results of our Brotherhood off?
Yes, you won, and I
Yeah.
couldn't play. So we years ago, Dizzard, we had a Brotherhood off, and the loser couldn't play Brotherhood of Mutants for a year. So
And
and
I beat you a threat down, lest
You
lest
did.
we forget.
Yeah,
I'm
you
calling dibs. Thanks.
all right, okay.
Fine now. Not yours. Mine.
I was going to say, with the Fear Magneto, do we think that the magnetic crush card is it? I feel like that goes away.
Yeah.
Right? There's no
Yeah, like
there's no need for that card to exist anymore.
or they just let it sit there and be a monument to what once was. Like,
Or they change it up.
I don't think you necessarily need to get rid of it, right? It's not like it clashes. Like it clashes, but you're not gonna find a weird combo with both of them, right?
Yeah.
Unless you really want to do it on his front side, which no one used to before. I'm guessing they don't want to do it now.
No, not at all. Okay, let's move on. And we were talking about Winter Guard earlier.
Okay.
It's Ursa Major.
Wow. Okay.
It's another threat change. He's gone from a 4 up to a 5 threat.
And he's
Which-
got really good defenses.
I really like.
And a medium move. Oh my god, this is a bear that is just trucking.
Was he not always medium?
No, he was a slow.
Was he slow before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a testament to how often you saw him on the table.
I mean-
I can't
Alright,
even tell
real
you
quick,
the character's
real quick.
movement speed.
let's I want to ask you guys. We've seen two characters go from slow to short to medium.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is a pattern that we're going to see a lot less short movers and a lot more people just getting medium?
I think potentially yes. It may also go the other way, and we start seeing less and less long movers as well, and those kind of more extreme movement distances become more and more select and rare.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like. I think it depends on what you want. I think the problem is that, like, with the two characters, we've obviously Magneto and now with Ursa Major, it's fine if you've got a short move if you're a range 4 or 5 attacker, right?
Yeah,
Because
but
it
when you're
doesn't
a
matter as much.
smacker.
But when your job is to get to the middle of the board and start beating down on things,
Yeah.
taking
You-
2 actions to get there feels really bad.
Do you
I
think
like
this might have
this.
been informed by the new crises? Has the fundamental change of maps and the shape of maps then informed the design of this to be actually maybe short isn't good enough because there aren't any E's anymore? So we're
I don't think AMG think
No.
that much. No, I'm joking.
I've been reading the card. First of all, the bear now has wall crawler. So just think about a bear just crawling up the side of a building coming towards you. Second, read extremely aggressive. Read extremely aggressive. Oh my god.
After an attack target this character resolves, this character suffered damage, it may advance short. Then if the attacking character is within range 2, size 4 or less, roll 1 die for each damage taken. If the roll contains at least 1 wild, you may throw the attacking character short.
Like,
this is
what
free.
is this? It's and Mystique can't stop it either because it's innate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is really cool. Like, oh my god.
I guess you're hoping to like death by 1,000 cuts him at that point, because like.
Well,
Yeah,
no, you
like,
just hope
You
to
give
one
him
shot.
any more than like 3 dice on that clapback. Well, it's not a clapback, but you know what I mean. You give him any more than 3 dice on that, and he's getting it 50% of the time. Like,
Well, it's like, but it's still like you have the chance now. If somebody attacks you the first time and you get this, you have a possibility to just completely ruin their whole activation.
yeah.
Which
Well,
is insane.
I mean, at least your opponent knows that it's like a thing that's always going to happen in terms of the movement and stuff.
People
like,
forget about booby traps. Like,
This is true.
You're right. People are stupid. Like,
This is very true.
I think
Like-
because this doesn't cost anything, though, you're more likely to see it happen more and more over the course of games.
yeah,
And maybe you build up more of a notion that it is a thing that's going to happen. Because, like, booby traps, you can have a character, like, go 3 rounds of the game, never want to use it. 4th round, somebody steps somewhere they shouldn't. Boom, I've got you. Like,
yeah.
Wall
I like it.
crawler
This is cool.
odd.
Yeah. Well, the
Like-
fact that so here's the other thing too is like having that and wall crawler means that he can aggressive up a wall, up the side of a building as well. Like, so like terrain don't matter to him. As
I
long
mean,
as
I
he can
gather
fit
it makes sense because they do say, don't they, like, if a bear attacks you, they don't, like, they will climb the tree and get you. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I guess. Like, that feels like a weird place to draw that from, but...
Hey, I wanted a 5-threat replacement for my Winter Guard list for Ule.
I mean,
and I feel
I
like
like
we
this
may
a
have just
lot.
found it.
Yeah,
have we talked
I
about
like
the
this.
10 dice spender, by the way?
Not yet, but it's kind of terrifying. Range 3 10 dice spender, mind you,
With the charge.
with the charge. So for 7 power, Ursa can do a 10 dice.
I tell you what,
If they
I
have
like
weight.
him in my Dracula list.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, guaranteed throw as well is nice, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Without its unlimited size throw too.
Yeah.
Dormammu.
Which, I mean, if the tree can throw unlimited size, I don't see why the bear can't. Like, that feels...
That's fair.
Could he always throw
I
people?
like it. I like this.
Like, could
I
he
think
always throw people?
Who?
Like, his actual, like, superpower throw, could it always throw people? Or could it only do terrain before?
Train only.
It's people as well now. That's...
Yeah.
They
You're
don't...
bumping up a threat.
They don't usually do that. Like, you see a lot
Yeah.
where...
You'll see it the other way around, where it goes from both to one or the other.
Yeah.
No, this is crazy. I like it. Like, again, another like for me, another medium base from a short move to a medium move is number 1 massive, and then just all these other changes. Ursa Major is going to be making a lot of like you're going to see Ursa.
That's a terror. Oh, that him and Steve won. Oh,
It feels like they're pushing the game down a route, though, where turn 0 choices are going to matter less and less. It's all about on the board, the fights that happen, like, and obviously they've removed the very, very fighty, rosters down the middle of the board. Sorry, crisis cards down the middle of the board.
Yeah,
But it
I would
still feels
rather I would rather have the game be like more impactful decisions throughout the game than I got because your team handles turn 0 better than I do.
like you won prio, therefore you get your choice of crisis. Therefore, I'm on the back foot and lose regardless. Like,
Yeah, I would rather have it be like
the Web Warriors
I
an
have a
excellent
game.
experience.
Oh man, I like it though. I think this is cool. I think this gives Winter Guard a good shot to actually losing the ease makes Dynamo very sad. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that.
This thing being immune to stagger, I don't like the notion of.
Oh, under Winter Guard, yeah.
It's going,
yeah.
see that stagger? No. See that slow? No. See that shock? No.
You just have to be Apocalypse and put multiple conditions on him.
But it's like, even then, if your game, like, one of the game plans to deal with something like this is, like, load it up with conditions. In Affiliation, that doesn't work, which means you're left with the option of ignore it and watch it rip your face off, or punch it and watch it rip your face off in your turn.
Yeah.
I think.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Okay, let's move on. This was a shock for me.
Okay, let's do this. I'm excited. Okoye.
It's Okoye.
Okoye.
Okay. Okay.
Is that leadership? What?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Affiliation X-Force.
A-Force, but sure.
A-Force even, not X-Force.
When creating a dice pool
A-Force
for an
need a better
attack,
leadership, but still.
so when creating a dice pool for an attack, an allied character may add 1 die to the pool for each other allied non-dazed character within 2. That's kind of cool.
That's going to lead to horrible castle lists.
Is that the only thing? I mean, A-Force is the castle list though, so it's kind of like
Yeah, I guess.
like it's just leaning more into the identity of the affiliation, and I like that. I just like that it gives A-Force another option, which they have
Threat
never had.
leader is something I never thought I'd see in this game.
Well,
Hey,
we
now.
already have it.
Yeah,
One does not count, alright? He doesn't.
One,
it's still there.
it exists. Although, I mean, the problem I have with this one is it kind of goes against her. Like, do I really want to be using her as a bodyguard now?
I mean, versatile strategy is a thing,
This is very true.
and I actually don't hate versatile strategy in A-Force with this. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like she gets, like, 1 to the dome, goes down. Next turn you get prio. Shield, take leadership, go, go.
Let me
Yeah.
let me look up Shield real quick. It's like I'm trying to remember what their leadership. It's they take.
Yeah.
Every time somebody
To
takes
somebody
damage,
else.
you give a power
Yeah.
to somebody else. Yeah.
So it's like this is very aggro, and the other one is very stalwart. So I wouldn't be surprised if you could like start with Okoye and just go super aggro out the gate, and then shift over to Jen, and then you're taken up for the rest of the game.
It's not called drop off. What's the
Special delivery.
Special delivery.
so for a special delivery play? You're pretty much guaranteed to have at least one other character within one. So all of a sudden, Jen's builder goes from what 6 to 7 dice? Is it?
I think it's 7
Or is
to
it
8.
7 to
I think
8
it's
dice?
7 to 8, yeah. And then you
Yeah,
can have
7 to
weight
8.
training on top of it, potentially.
Yeah, so with the leadership and only one character near Jen, you could have her builder be I guess anywhere from a 10 die to a 15 die.
Is Domino a member of A-Force?
I believe so.
I think
yeah.
so.
Domino,
This
yes,
leadership. It's once per turn. Okay, right.
Oh yeah. It's once per.
You can go next to
Okay.
two people and go 6 dice rapid fires.
I
Like,
mean, it's still a 5-die rapid fire once, but you know, or
It's-
multiple dice once.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking though, like if you use like Jane Foster Thor, right, which seems to be the favorite now for the
drop-off,
special
yeah.
delivery for Shield, because it's once per turn. I mean, don't know actually. Once per turn, is that once per turn per allied? No, unallied. So if somebody uses it, nobody else gets to use it, right? So
yeah,
if
so like if you've had like, you punch someone, they counterattack you, Venom jumps in the way, Venom counterattacks, only the initial person would get the extra dice, not Venom as well.
yeah, interesting. Yeah,
I
didn't.
I think it's super cool. It's number one. It also shows that they're like not afraid to make 2 threats leaders. Like,
Yeah, like it's a very interesting precedent to set. Like I know once again Wong exists, but Wong doesn't really exist. Like,
Yeah.
This exists. I think this will actually be very
exists.
good for A-Force. I think A-Force enjoyers will applaud this. I think this is amazing.
Yeah. No, I agree. Okay.
More.
One that I was very surprised to see was an update to Maximus.
Oh, wow. Okay.
it's incredibly recent. He's not technically out yet.
He is
Yeah.
not out.
Oh, he goes to 3 physical? Okay.
So it goes from a 235 to a 335.
Okay.
Brain Freeze has a slow on it
That's good.
right.
now as well, which is pretty cool. There's some extra text on his leadership as well around characters with the poison special condition. So the Inhuman tag, they get to remove it.
Doesn't that only work on Karnak?
No, because there's other Inhumans, right? There's Beast isn't immune.
Beast doesn't have the superpower. He's affiliated. He doesn't have the superpower.
Yeah.
Does he not?
No, he doesn't have
Of course
Inhuman.
he
He's got
doesn't.
he's got stars and guards, but that's the only stuff he has.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes, that literally just works. I mean, I guess it's like a pseudo buff to Karnak. Great. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I
don't-
can't see.
Hate this though, to be honest. Like it is something, and when I don't care for Inhumans that much personally. I think the 2 to 3 physical defense alone is like that was a whoops.
Yeah, that's like a huge
I
thing.
feel like that is we didn't mean, especially when he has no way of being able to mitigate that. Like, it's rough, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're a 2 threat, 2 defense, anything is.
But it's a
Well,
4th
it's
threat
actually
leader.
physical because then it also factors into like throws as well. Is always rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah,
But
like it feels real. I mean, I guess maybe it's like maybe there was like a production error and actually something got printed that shouldn't have got printed, and this is them just kind of assuaging that.
that's fair.
Like,
This
I don't
beats out
hate it.
Thor, right? Like, Thor got a new card, but this maybe
I think
beats out
quickest
Thor.
we've ever seen this is Cosmic Ghost Rider, right?
No, Cosmic
was
Ghost Rider took
quicker?
a long time.
Yeah, I think Thor's the quickest errata card that we've
Okay.
seen come out. But this is now like
I mean,
literally for the
this
actual
beats it
release.
because like the time is negative. He's not out yet.
Not in the UK, anyway. Not in the UK.
I mean, people only have him right
think
now
in the
because of
US either.
Adepticon. Yeah, he's not in the US yet. It's just Adepticon people have him now.
Oh, of course. Have they been able to pick him up from there?
People got him in the swag bag because like
right, okay.
so random. I've seen some people get I've seen the Inhumans box. I've seen Cassian Andor and Krennic. I've seen a bunch of different random things in the swag bag, which is actually really cool that they're throwing characters like this into the swag bag.
That's pretty cool.
And it's what? It's like the full box in a swag bag.
Yeah, the full box. Man,
Fucking hell.
they were people were getting Skaven tied as like part of their swag bag.
Where's like our Adepticon, right?
That's UK Games Expo.
Yeah, have you ever been there?
Terribly run that is.
Have I ever been there? I've never been there.
No. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Hey, man.
So, yeah, I mean, it does
Like
feel like
Adepticon from Timu.
Yeah, it does feel like the 2 physical was like that's something we did wrong. I think I have seen them before release cards on panel to plays and then change the card and re-upload
Not
it.
one that's gone to print, like, and people already have
We know
physical copies.
that the people who have him in hand have
I
that
haven't-
version in hand.
I haven't seen anybody hold
Is
them
this
cards.
just what's in the box?
I don't think so, because I think if this was in the box, then we would have seen pictures across.
We
the
probably
Discord,
would have
so-
seen something
Yeah.
about it by
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
No, they'll be waiting to get home to open up their new Inhumans.
Need to get a new
box.
card. Good. What do we got-
Okay.
what do we got next?
this is one that I kind of expected because
How many
I've
more have we got?
I think there's two more. But it's Dracula,
Really?
which I've not read what he does yet, but I just saw it and put it in.
I'd imagine it's a nerf, if anything, right?
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Curse of Shadows, Blue. No.
No.
Curse of Shadows now does condition for each hit in the roll.
Well, maybe that's just something they've like given him in return for taking something away, right?
261.
Like,
Blood Feast is the same. Fury of the Vampire is the same.
Hypnotic Stare, same.
Eternal Hunger. Oh, that's changed. He's got a new ability. During this character's activation, it may use the superpower. Gains 1 power and removes 1 damage from itself for each other character than 3. So he's got Blades.
They've changed it to be mid-activation, which feels
so instead of a
really strong in terms of power gain.
Yeah, that's
Right,
actually
okay.
But it does also mean if you put Root on him, it's going to cost him a power to do it.
I guess. Like,
I see this as just a buff to him, to be honest.
yeah, that's just straight buff. Like, sure,
like
Loki
this.
and Groot messed with it, but like,
Oh, Eternal Hunger went up to 4 instead of 2.
is it the same though?
After an
After
attack
the
character
table,
is resolved, it may use a superpower. It may advance short, then within 3, he makes an attack. If
He didn't used to
KO'd.
move off that, right?
No,
because he also didn't, if it dazed or KO'd, remove all damage and special conditions from him.
Remember what you were saying about Root there, Rich?
Yeah. I think he got a buff here. I think this is this is great. This is insane. I'm for it. I love Dracula. He's such a cool model.
He is very cool.
I think the more important one on there is the advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
because Warpath was just like every time I played Dracula, Warpath was just.
But now you still play Warpath, and you can move short.
and
With
it's like,
Warpath and then
double,
move again.
nom.
And then you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna smack them, and then you're probably still gonna kill them because you're 7 dice at them.
It does make. I'm just trying to. Yeah, I mean, it does mean that you need 8 power to do Fury of the Vampire with this.
When I was playing, I played Dracula a little bit, and he did not have any issues with power, so I don't think it's gonna be too crazy.
They buffed shapeshifting.
Did they?
It gets around staggered now.
Before this
fly.
first activation.
Spoot along. Drop it. No, it's the same, isn't it?
Because it used to be when he makes a move action, but that would in turn happen after stagger, because stagger says your first action has to be a shape. This is now when he makes his first act. It's also kind of a nerf, because it means that if he's attacked someone, he can't then use it. Like, it's an initial thing, not a secondary thing, right?
Now it's before this character makes his first action during its activation, it may use this. So when you shake stagger, you could just use this. Because shaking stagger.
You use it beforehand, you're forced to make a move action, and then you could.
Because
Mist.
Oh, I see. If it does, it must then make.
Yeah, because Mist is drop all objective tokens and remove
Oh,
all
it
special
also costs
conditions.
2 instead of 1. So this is the nerf.
The mist doesn't matter, Rich. Because you're overriding the stagger by this saying you're forced to make a move action, then it means that you've already used your first action, which then means that stagger doesn't kick in until he goes again. Because stagger's your first action has to be a shape.
Oh, wait, no, yeah. So you basically pay 2 power. You get around stagger.
Yeah, which means that you don't
And
even
then-
have to use the mist portion of it.
But you could if you wanted to.
Yeah, if you wanted to and you had more conditions, you could do it and like heal.
Yeah.
But you don't have to.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you could spend 2, get around stagger, and move long.
And then
still
hit
smack somebody.
someone and like.
It costs 2.
Yeah, no, so these this is just straight buffs for him.
Does this then mean that we're likely to see something happen with his leadership? Like, like you can't just make him better, right?
No, you can make him better. Why not?
Was his problem the leadership,
MCP
though?
dog.
Well, it's more in that vein of give something, take away. Like you're just
But,
giving something to a model that
but
was
they
already
did take
extremely good.
they made these abilities cost more, and that's but when with a character that doesn't have power issues.
Yeah, like
To be completely blunt and completely honest here, these are really really cool. However, I can see this being a very very issue in competitive state of the game. I think
What?
that this is I think that this is gonna skyrocket Dracula.
I don't see this change lasting 2 months from when it's implemented. There's no fucking way.
It's good.
Like,
It's real good.
unless there is something ancillary to it that is being changed alongside it to then make it make sense, this is ridiculous.
The only thing I can think of that tempers it is that his leadership, I don't know, they do something with his leadership, and if you've got him, you have to play him as a leader. Like Dormammu-esque.
That's not a bad thing though.
But also, like, if that was the thing, he'd have the new rule they made, right? What's it called? Peerless?
Well,
Yeah,
no, Peerless is slightly different.
I know you
You can
can't be
only have
included with
one.
but like,
Yeah, Peerless is you can't be in the same squad as somebody else with Peerless.
I think this is very, very good. I don't know what it does for the meta state of the game. I think it skyrockets him up even more than he already is, and I have a high opinion of him already. So
yeah.
I as a person who really likes Dracula, I'm happy about this because I think he's very cool.
I think it's really cool. I'm not sure how good for the game it is.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to see. Like, maybe the power curve is just enough that it messes it up slightly, that he can't do everything. But from my experience of playing Dracula, this power curve doesn't matter. He is
like,
flush with power most of the time, and he'll be able to pay for all these things still.
like you need power. You've got it. You're playing Dracula. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
All right, what's last?
final one. You
Hela.
mentioned her earlier.
Interesting.
another threat number. Okay.
Oh, she goes to 5 threat. Oh wow,
Yeah.
it's another health. That's cool. Attack
What's
goes up.
a
That's
fallen
cracks.
warrior?
Well, I know what a fallen warrior is because I've seen the card.
Claim soul goes to 6 dice, and it costs 1 now. Oh no, that's what it used to be. I'm looking. So anyways, it goes down 2 dice, and it loses the cost.
But it doesn't need damage.
It doesn't need
does
damage.
not
Yeah.
damage. And Reign of Hell costs 4 now, goes up a dice for each fallen warrior. Okay, so is she getting grunts?
She's getting grunts.
But like, how are they giving her grunts though? Because like, what are they releasing another pack?
Oh
with the
no,
grunt?
it says you may have 2 fallen warriors in your squad instead of the normal 1.
Okay, that doesn't tell me what a fallen warrior
So
is.
during squad selection, you may select an unused character from your roster to be part of. Oh my god! What? During squad selection, you may select an unused character from your roster to be part of your squad, but they use the Fallen Warrior stat card. You may have 2 Fallen Warriors in your squad instead of the normal 1. At the start of this character's activations, if there are fewer than 2 Fallen Warriors in play, this character may spend 2 captured soul tokens. If it does, place another unused character from your roster and deploy within 2 of this character. So she's basically bringing in zombies of your other characters.
Right. Okay. So
okay.
they're just base markers.
So it's clone Banks-esque. But I gather that gets around.
Actually, them, right?
No, it's not.
The
It's
Fallen
not
Warriors
actually them. Yeah,
And it's just whatever
not
the
actually
Fallen
them.
Warrior stat card says. But it's cool though because it gives people a way to use miniatures without having to buy more miniatures and stuff, 2 more models in a box. So that's neat.
Yeah.
I don't hate this.
Interesting that there's no restriction on the base size of the Fallen Warriors.
That's true.
Like, can you just be like, boom, Black Dwarf Ghost Rider?
It might be on the Fallen Warrior card. But the other thing I want to point out here, though, is Goddess of Death now says non-grunt characters.
Right.
Okay.
Which means that then the Fallen Warriors won't trigger it because assumedly they will have grunt as a
On the stat
keyword.
card.
Yeah.
I imagine so.
I like this. I'd have
that's
liked
really
her
cool.
to have a leadership. I mean, just because I feel like she's the other side of Asgard, like she's the evil
But
side of
she,
Asgard.
like, But she's never in control of Asgard, right? It's never in its normal Asgard state when she's in power, right?
No, it's hella Asgard.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do get the backside of her card.
Okay.
Oh, 6 health. Okay.
Goes down to stamina.
Where's her thing? Oh, there it is, Queen of Hell.
Queen of
Okay,
Hell.
I was like, did you lose it?
Oh, but it's changed, right? It's now a reactive.
So you now
was always
remove
reactive,
any.
right?
It was active before. Oh no, it was reactive.
Yeah.
It cost 0 though, so now it costs 2. You remove any number of allied fallen warrior models on the battlefield. If you have 3 captured soul tokens, remove all damage and special conditions from this character and place it within 2. It is not KO'd. So you keep her on her day side, which is before. But now you have
Yeah.
6 health to work with instead of 4, which is a lot better.
But she's gone up a threat.
Yeah,
So.
this
But
fallen
you
warrior thing,
remove the fallen warriors, but they're grunts, so they don't trigger the thing, right?
You also can't make. Oh yeah, you can. It's not Army of Hell now. There it is. It's at the bottom of it. Yeah. So this is all really cool. I think this will make her very playable.
Are the fallen warriors going to circumvent
There
the
we go.
non-grunts?
All right, they are grunts. Hela Queen of Hell. There we go. All right, 2 health, medium mood, 3/3, drain power. Okay, that's cool. Range 2, 4 dice for a wild. Gain at power on Hela. That's nice. Protector of the Queen. They have bodyguard for her, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
But if they die, she takes damage potentially?
I mean, she's got a big health pool now. Like, I don't really hate it, to be honest.
They give her soul tokens when they die. Right,
That's fair.
that makes sense. So then Queen of Hell, she can take them off the board, get soul tokens that she didn't have, which then lets her afford the cost of Queen of Hell to come back, I guess.
Yeah. And then if they're not within 3, they just go away, and she gets a token.
Yeah.
That's
Still,
cool. I
Yeah.
honestly, like, I don't hate this at all.
This feels pretty damn good.
I think this is the best Hela we've ever seen.
I mean, that feels like a very low bar, but sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they can't score, which makes sense because I think that's the same as Sandman's grunts, right? Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you get 2 of them, they can't score.
And Ultron as well, right? His ones can't score.
Can they not?
No, it's why
Okay.
they're really shit.
Yeah, you brought Ultron before because Age of Ultron. That was the only
Yeah.
reason.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he was meta. Like, not his grunts were just excess. They were just, hey, here's some extra damage to throw on stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When they leave the battlefield, they do damage, don't they, and stuff.
And they still throw 4 dice attacks that slap. So
There's
Yeah, no,
a,
this is great.
Power. That's pretty fucking cool.
yeah,
There's
no,
a-
I like this. Is up?
I've got a confession,
What?
and you can blame finger guns for this.
Okay.
This is our April Fool's video.
Oh my goodness.
It's
You
not
got
real.
me. Oh my god. You guys are wild.
You won't say, but I'll
Well,
say
you
it for
got
you.
me.
Arseholes.
me.
We're arseholes.
That's fair. You guys got me. Oh. You guys got me. I was gotten. I don't know what to say right now. I'm speechless. So these are all really cool changes, by the way.
Yeah, they really are, right?
Yeah.
We actually put a lot of effort into doing the changes.
We
Yeah.
also were like, trying to ramp it up as it went on. Like I thought the turning point would be like after Magneto. Like once we got to the bear, I thought you might like caught on.
I mean, the crazy thing is like, none of this would really surprise me. Like, that's the crazy part.
Do you know what I was really worried about? You commented on the artwork,
Yeah.
and I'll just go back a slide.
God, is it because the names are different? Oh, I didn't even see that one. I was looking at all the other ones. Names are different on the artwork. That's really weird. And I was like, well, this is interesting. So well, the artwork is different, but it's the same art. I wonder if it's just because they have to do something or something like that. But I didn't think about saying anything on it, and I was like,
No, they were all Easter eggs.
that's fair. I feel like a fool.
Don't feel like a fool. Don't feel like a fool.
No, it's all good.
We did check with Finger Guns, and he was like, "Man, you shouldn't even pre-record it. You should live stream it." I was like, "That's brutal."
Like, I was pretty sure that you'd be annoyed that you got, but you'd be fighting with it afterwards.
Oh no, I think it's hilarious. I love stuff like this. So.
I'm
impressed, to be honest. You guys did a good job because the crazy part is though.
Sell it well enough that I hadn't seen these before.
I mean, that's fair. I do think though that the craziest thing about all of this is I could very easily see all of these things actually being changes, which is the craziest part. Like nothing was really out of the realm of being like, hey, you could just do this. Like wow.
I thought Dracula was really pushing the book.
Yeah, Dracula was very much like, oh yeah, he doesn't need.
Did you notice on was it Maximus? So I changed his leadership to be the last time each turn, which is an unknown quantity. So you don't.
My issue when I read cards, right, is the first 5 words or so. I just
you just skip,
them. Because it's usually like the same thing. Like I'll pick out the words, little. Like,
I also like tried to distract from it by bringing up the Inhuman superpower thing. To just really drive that bit home and be like, this is really dumb. Don't look at the rest of it. This is really dumb.
That's the other part. Is like I saw that and I was like, that's just really odd because everything has the Inhuman keyword. But okay, whatever. I guess it's future proofing.
Also, that's the guy who played him in the Inhumans TV show.
I didn't watch it, so
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so I forgot which person it was where I was looking at it, and I was like, 'cause I have like the Cerebro on over here,
yeah,
and I was like comparing them, and I was like, why is the artist different? It's the same.
Well, because for Ursa we had Jeremy Allen White, who is the guy who plays Kami in The Bear.
Yeah, okay, so that's the one where I noticed it was actually on Ursa, and I was like, but I didn't.
Yeah, you don't know actually.
Yeah, so I was like, I number one again. Also, I gotta applaud you guys. That's a lot of work in it for an April.
I was really worried because
I was. A lot of times he asked me, "Is Dizzard going to be okay with this? Is Dizzard going to be okay with this? I don't want to make him mad. I don't want to offend him." He's like, "He'll be fine."
No, this is awesome. Like, I think this is great. This is like to me, I'm all for jokes and pranks and stuff like that because if you can't laugh at yourself, then how can you laugh at it? So, I'm just honestly, this is one of the most thought out April Fool's things I have seen in a long time. So I very much applaud it. Like,
well, the worst thing is that because you're supposed to, isn't there a thing? I don't know if you have it in the US that like April Fools in the UK only goes from like 1 minute past midnight, right, until noon on April Fools, and if you try and do an April Fools outside of those times, the joke is that you're then the fool. And I think that's probably fitting for this because me and Quinn are most definitely the fools in this in this scenario. Dizzard, for being such a good sport, what I'd like to do, and we'll talk about offline and stuff, is the next month's or whenever it is revenue that the channel makes. I want to donate it to a charity of your choice, if that's okay, buddy. So we can talk about it afterwards and take it off and stuff. But just as a thank you and for not threatening to come over and rip my head off, it would.
There are talks of going over to WTC this next year. So.
Oh, amazing, amazing! I will say WTC is a lot of fun. I did not the last one, the one before.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So if you are making it over, that'd be amazing because it'd be good to meet in person. Because obviously we got to meet a lot of your fellow Americans at the one a couple of years ago, and drank far too much alcohol on the.
Isn't that what you're
Saturday
supposed
night.
to do when you're traveling?
It is, yeah, it absolutely is. I'm really interested in when people are watching this, like
If they catch it.
how long it will take them to catch it.
Like we
Like,
should tell them to leave it in the comments when they figured it out.
yeah, actually do
Well, I
that.
mean,
So
I feel like it'll be easier for people because it'll be post Adepticon, right?
Yeah,
Well,
we're kind of banking on hopefully there's not actually any they're saving the changes for Ministrav rather than Adepticon.
yeah.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious. It'd be hilarious if they reveal a bunch of erratas and people are like, "Oh wow, they actually okay." And then
Oh my God,
this is not what was
the erratas. Oh, I've not seen these cards before. Weird.
Mate, we had a whole thing planned. So this started at first. I came up with the idea, and I was going to do the announcement that, you know, the Marvel Capcom game, Marvel versus Capcom. So I started building Street Fighter MCP cards, and then the announcement
that
was,
would have maybe been like, what?
And then I was like, no, it makes more sense to do erratas to characters, right? And then, but my idea was always that they get, because I felt like the idea was the first three were very viable. So Zemo, Gwen, and Miles.
Yeah.
But then we gradually got more and more into the realm of like,
each time. Yeah.
it just seems a bit too much. And then Quinn came up with the idea of, why don't we reach out to Will from House Party Protocols and see if he'll post it on his socials as well, and, you know, try and like cross promote it and do it.
Make it seem like it's part of a series of videos across different content creators that have got like Seth from AMG.
You see, the one where you guys missed, I think what would have been like the seal of the deal on like, wow, would have been the ending it with like a cable buff. I think that would have been like the...
Well, when you came on board and said yes, I was like, do I swap everything out and we just nerf X-Force into the ground? Like every character related to X-Force or Weapon X.
The X-Force background would have been great. That was great. I love it.
But yeah, thank you so much for being a good sport, buddy. That's really, really appreciated. And hopefully we didn't waste too much of your time, and you found it amusing to say the least.
I enjoyed it.
Dizzard, where can people find you?
Lately, for the past while, rogue support for Star Wars Shatterpoint. Didn't really doing that, but then I'm still in all the Discords. I'm getting back into MCP lately, so if you want to message me, just find me at Dizzard for the Discords. It's the best way to get a hold of me. Excellent.
You can find Quinn near any McDonald's in Manchester at any given day of the week, Quinn, can't they?
Well, it depends. So some of them that really take the no onions thing seriously. Other ones, not so much. I avoid those ones.
This is very true indeed. Okay, guys, and there we go. Apologies to anybody else at home as well who we've misdirected. This was, of course, our April Fool's video. AMG would never send me character cards. I do want to just clarify, we had a long conversation with Dizzard after the video. He was absolutely fine. He took it in extremely good faith. He said that this was the most well thought out April Fool's prank that he'd ever seen. He did start to pick up on a few things, but was a little bit sort of, do I say something? Do I not? So I want to give a big shout out to Dizzard for being such a good sport. We did mention it in the video, but we are making, for him being such a good sport, we are making a donation. So it's basically this month's revenue from the channel is going to a charity of his choice, which is the EOD Warrior Foundation. I will also leave a link down in the description below. It looks like a really good charity for ex-military personnel. So I'll be making that donation and sending that verification over to Dizzard, so he's seen that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it to be fun. Again, apologies for the misleading, but it is April Fool's, so there we go. But if you do watch this after 12 noon, apparently, and then I'm the fool and Quinn, which I think is also makes sense. What do you think of the cards? Let me know down in the comment section below. As we said in the video, let us know which character card you saw and went, oh, that's the one that got me, or did the fact that I said I've been given some character cards by AMG just set you off and be like, absolutely not, you're never getting that, Rich. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below. Guys, happy April Fool's Day. Happy April. We're into a new quarter of the year. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. As I say, we're going to be carrying on with the affiliation breakdowns. The response I got for the Crimson one was really positive. You guys seem to like the slight alteration I made to the makeup of the video, so we're going to carry on moving forward with the rest of them in that way as well. I want to give a big shout out to all of our Patreons, all of our YouTube members. Thank you guys so much for your support. And in fact, actually, what I'm going to be doing this month as well is anything that we make from Patreon, from YouTube, basically anything from the channel will be getting donated to the EOD Warrior Foundation on behalf of Dizzard for being such a good sport. Yeah, to everyone who is a member and a supporter, thank you guys so much. But even just watching, liking, subscribing the videos contributes as well. So thank you guys so much for that. Hopefully you can forgive me for the April Fool's joke. It was a long April Fool's joke. We actually put a lot of time and effort into building the cards, especially the first few. We wanted them to be very, very balanced. But yeah, there we go. Check out the Discord. We cover all sorts of stuff on there. MCP, Shatterpoint, and a whole bunch of other things. Big shout out to Leodis Games, the sponsor of the channel. Link down in the description below. And as always, guys, it leaves me with just enough time to say stay well, keep safe, and until next time, bye for now.